when you say this industry, I'm just curious.
I don't even know what I mean because it's so huge.
Well, because I look at you and I'm like, you transcended our space, like the YouTube kind of and social space into a more just mainstream, right? Like, to put it lightly, you're in show business. I don't know that we're in show business. You know,
I don't know.
Like, I've always wanted to be in show business.
I've always thought I was in show business.
I don't know when someone
why you're saying that.
will deem me being in show business. But to me, you're in show business. We're not. We're in like internet business.
See, I don't even know where the hell I am. Can I be honest? Where the hell am I? Like, right. I don't even, because it's all so like, it's also, the line, it's so abstract.
It's super abstract.
It's like, and it's blurred. It's not, well, it's abstract and blurred. It's so, because I'm still not in any traditional spaces necessarily.
Well, kind of. Like, I think some of the stuff you do in fashion is
yeah, for sure.
It's most similar to what other celebrities or actors do, right? Like, working with high fashion brands and being an ambassador or being at Paris Fashion Week, like that's reserved for a certain caliber of celebrity. That's the reality, right? And like looking at you do it, then that in turn gives us, I think, all the understanding that you've now transcended into a new caliber. Do you feel that way?
Yes, but I also think those spaces are changing. Like fashion is no longer, like I go to fashion shows and there are kids who blew up on TikTok there.
Oh, for sure.
There's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, it's so interesting because I feel like it's become one big
just culture
melting pot
in
a way that there are still some things that I think feel a little different. Like, I mean, I think, you know, sort of the environment at like the Met Gala, that feels different. That's just different.
I would hope that feels different.
It does. I mean, it does in the sense that like actually everybody hanging out in one room feels the exact same, obviously. It's not like, it's literally the same. It feels like it still feels like a big group of high school.
Right.
Like kids who kind of know each other but kind of don't. And maybe that you have a crush on that one. It's like the same, it's literally like prom. That's it. It's like, you know, and that's how it feels also at maybe a VidCon in a way. It's like,
no.
Okay,
you haven't been to VidCon in a while.
Yeah.
I mean, you haven't been to VidCon in a while.
I know, VidCon.
If you can make
VidCon
the connection
when I
between
was
the Met
younger
Gala
was
and
so
VidCon,
fun.
I would love to hear it. I just don't know.
I'm trying over here.
We just can't let you make that comparison. We've never been to the Met
VidCon's
Gala.
a terrible example.
Don't know if we'll be invited.
Like what?
But
Like the Streamies. Oh my God, I got so roasted for my speech at the Streamies, and it still comes up. Don't tell me you've ever seen it.
Of course I've seen it.
No.
Yeah, of course I've seen it.
I haven't seen it. So on this side of the table, you're saying.
I'm squirming because it's so embarrassing, but nobody told me I was gonna win.
That they're not supposed to tell you you're going to win. It's an
No,
award show.
I thought that this was show
No, that's
business.
not how it works.
See, I wasn't in show business.
You weren't in
now
show
they
business
tell
at
me
the
before I
time.
win.
Now you know.
Okay.
We've delivered streamies we don't even know until we're up there with the envelope.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We had to practice everyone's name.
We had to practice
just in
everyone's
the
names.
event.
And we really delivered to Charlie D'Amelio. We took a
course.
big pause.
Oh, yeah.
And we in unison. I don't
yeah.
even know
It was
how
our
we did
moment.
it, but it was our moment. And the streamy goes to Charlie D'Amelio. Yeah.
That's magic.
So yeah, back to the Met Gala and those environments. Like the one thing I just, the videos you've made about the Met Gala, like I've always been enamored by those environments, and like I don't know how I would do in that. Sometimes I end up at stuff like that and I'm like, I actually don't like this.
Yeah.
But I like to live in a world where I aspire to do that. And what I really liked about the most recent Met Gala video you made was we got to come along with you as a friend, and the points of emphasis for me, rather than them being zoom ins or punchy edits, were the moments where there was audio.
Yeah.
Because there's moments where it's montage, there's music, and it's fun, and actually those moments are the aspirational kind of unattainable moments. And then you drop us into hyper attainable, personal, relatable moments when you're delivering to camera or talking to someone else in the room. And that juxtaposition in that video to me was like, oh, here's someone who gets to do things that are reserved, for a certain type of person and are unattainable, but she's still bringing us into what's the reality, which is like you're sitting and eating sushi and ripping out your extensions. And like, like there's a reality to what those feel like.
Yeah.
And it's not all, glitz and glam. There's also just like, you're still a human being in a hotel room. Like,
yes.
And you just sit there until it's time for you to go. Like, it's not that.
It becomes what it becomes when I'm editing. Like, that's really when it gets creative for me. The filming is less creative. It's more just sporadic and on the go and random. And then I build it into something later. And I was so excited when I started to edit that video because that was such an organic reality where there was both sides of it. And it was so easy to create that juxtaposition because it was just handed to me because it's so accurate. Like, it is sort of glamorous. It is, this rare experience. And there is something magical about that. But it changes absolutely nothing else. Like, it just doesn't do anything.
Right.
It literally, it's...
Well, hold on.
Yeah, okay.
The year prior, you have a moment with Jack Harlow.
Oh, yep.
Where, you have this nice interview. He says, love ya as he walks away. You say it back. You look at the camera. And that moment, to me, took you...
Transcended me.
Pushed you right into the mainstream.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
I've never thought about it because, to be honest, like, I have a really hard time figuring out where I sit.
Yeah, true. I understand.
And it's so hard to comprehend that I've gotten to a point now where I'm like, I don't know, and thank God I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's better not to know, but I definitely did. It was funny. Like, it's funny when people recognize me from that.
Totally, of course.
And I'm like, that's so random.
Yeah.
Like, that's so random. It was great, though. Like,
there was
no
a
regrets.
moment, like a signal for us during that time.
Yeah.
Jack Harlow was on Fallon. And Fallon's talking to him about it. And he goes, you had this great moment with Emma Chamberlain. Not like YouTuber Emma Chamberlain, not fashion icon or this or that. It was just Emma Chamberlain. And that to me was a signal of like, oh, okay.
I didn't even think of it like that.
Her name is perhaps the only descriptor that is needed. So she must be somewhat post-YouTube, post-platform. She is sort of accepted into that world.
We have a map of where you stand.
Yeah, so
Thank
you don't
God.
need a map.
You guys
You don't need
show
a map.
this to me after because
We've been charting.
We just
Thank
chart
God.
it every
Yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
we're like, this is where Emma is
it's
now.
upstairs. We'll
and
show it
this
to you.
is-
It's always evolving.
thank God.
Yeah.
I think
Right now
too,
with this, you just shifted a little bit back.
You're back on YouTube,
Yeah.
so you're kind of like, you're coming back down.
You may be at VidCon next year. I don't know.
you have to really hit Paris Fashion Week hard next season because things are. I think too, like, diversifying where I'm present has really made it now impossible to, like, I wonder if too, I've just made it impossible. Like, because it's like, well, she randomly has a coffee company, although it's not random, but to a random onlooker, it would be random. And then she has a podcast, and then she posted on YouTube 6 months ago, but she has quite a few subscribers there. Why is she not posting there? Is this her job? Like, what's her job? What is her
And then
job?
she does red carpet interviews.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's no descriptor that
and
can
it's just
encapsulate it all. Like,
And you show up on a Vogue video, or you show up like in these environments that are,
I'm like a little bit of everywhere.
Yeah,
and I love that. Like, I love that because I'm just doing a little bit of everything that I enjoy, which I think is what I need right now, too. It's what I need right now as I'm figuring out what I want to creatively